Hi Capricorn, welcome to your May 2021 general reading. This is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You may get a little, you may get a lot, you may get nothing at all. That's totally fine. So if that is the case, check your sun, moon, rising, and midheaven. Otherwise, let us get into it. We're just going to look at the general energies of the month. I'm going to use a mix of oracle and tarot. And be sure to check back for the mid-month check-in. Usually that's a great time to check in to see if anything has shifted based off of our actions and get into a little bit of detail toward the end of the month about how we, wrap May up, essentially. And it's so funny. Okay, so before I started your reading, I don't know why, but I got the Michael Jackson song, I'm Bad, stuck in my head. So that's currently what's playing on in my head. I don't know if you're listening to it or if that resonates with any of the messages in this reading, but I just thought that I would share that with you. And it was funny because when I looked up, I saw that the timestamp was 1:11. I was like, oh, okay. So maybe it is about manifesting something that really helps you feel yourself. Maybe you're feeling yourself this month and you end up manifesting something you want, or being surprised about what you end up receiving, or someone recognizing you, right? I don't know. But it's kind of a fun, exciting, I don't know. It feels like a fun, uplifting energy. Okay. So let's get into it. I just pulled 3 cards. They're from the Swatches of Chakra deck. They're all colors, which is super fun for me because I used to interpret auras, and I actually work with color a good bit in meditation and working with angels and energies and stuff like that. Also Reiki, duh. So here we have psychic abilities as one. We have physical body as our next card, and we have compassion as the last card here. So what I am getting here is that you could be really some of you could have been really in your head for some time, trying to figure your way, trying to intuit something, really trying to tap into a specific type of knowing, but recognizing that perhaps you may have been doing that at the cost of certain physical necessities, whether that is taking care of yourself physically or actually handling day-to-day tasks. So could be a little bit of dissociative energy, could be a little bit of maybe even just being psychically overwhelmed. I've been noticing that's been coming up a lot within my own practice with clients, is a lot of people are needing to get back into their energetic hygiene practices. And that could be something for you too, Capricorn, because sometimes we get a little too practical. We end up working a lot and then not realizing that the energy that we're putting into it is maybe someone else's, right? Or that the energy that we're putting towards something, or maybe when we're battling against ourselves, is actually what we're picking up about the people that are interacting with it, or this and that. I've been kind of talking about this actually this afternoon with one of my clients. So very interesting, and that's only for some of you. With others of you, I almost feel like you're getting out of your head, and you're really allowing yourself to have an experience here. You're allowing yourself to feel through things and work through things in a different way, perhaps starting up a new regimen, whether it's exercise, diet, what have you, but whatever it is, it's allowing you to perform better. It's allowing you to feel this zest for life and feel good about yourself, even if you're not being necessarily as productive as you're used to, as productive as people see that you were before, right? It's in a different way. We've got a little twist here, we have Capricorn with a twist of lime right now. But it's you're also seeing where maybe you've lacked certain compassion for yourself in terms of the work that you do and how you live your day-to-day life. At the bottom of the deck here, we have intuition. And so it's I almost feel anything that you've seen other people doing wrong or doing right, you may have discounted that as also being part of your experience, right? Because I talk a lot about mirror work and making sure that we're aware enough of ourselves in relation to what is happening in the world around us, because it's really all a projection of the mind, a projection of perspective, right? An expectation. So let me see what else we've got here. I'm going to pull some tarot cards, see what's going on, go a little bit deeper here. So let's continue. And I almost feel like for some of you, you know, if you've made certain promises or if there was something that you were going to start doing back in December and that hasn't fully come into form, that's gonna come back around this month. I find that very interesting. Okay. And also for anything that you felt like, I know like I don't like to talk through timing very often, and I love how it's coming in through holidays, but sometime around early April, sometime around Easter, whatever you feel like has been unfinished during that time, maybe you were waiting on some news or something or a response, I feel like you'll be receiving that as well, potentially around the end of the month. So don't sit and wait around for it and expect it, you know, because that may delay it even further. I just want to let you know that that's a possibility. So it could be maybe around the new moon or sometime toward the end of the month, just depending kind of like where you are in your Capricorn placements. I feel like I've led to say that. So here we have the Page of Swords in the reverse. We have the Six of Cups, and we have the Emperor in reverse. Okay. I immediately feel like there's something about kind of going against the grain, and it could just be your grain, right? It could just be going against the ways in which you've operated before and figuring out something new that works for you, you know, because that's part of life. We adapt. And a lot of the times, our intuition is actually acting as a protective force to assist us in adapting. That's why sometimes it's good to have a routine and then to recognize when it needs to be changed. We can't just eat cornflakes like every morning for breakfast, because maybe our body ends up wanting something else in the morning, like fruit or something like that, right? Or an orange. I don't know. Orange is fruit. I don't know why I said a fruit or an orange, but whatever. All right, so Page of Swords, Six of Cups, and the Emperor card. All right. Basically what I'm getting here, some of you are doing some inner child work this month. Totally cool. I feel like that's what's prompting this change in your routine in some form or fashion. I also feel like there's a chance where you're going to be offered something that really lights you up, that maybe excites that inner child in you. Maybe something you've always wanted to do since you were a kid, but you know, just the adult version of it maybe. But yeah, it's just like, it feels something that's light. It feels something good. Maybe some of you are just like learning how to ride a bike, or getting back to riding a bike, or doing things that used to bring you joy when you were younger even. It doesn't even have to be something that someone gives you. It could be something that you're offering yourself, Capricorn, and it feels really good. It feels so relaxing, and it feels like it wears you out to a point of enjoyment to where you're not worried about keeping up with things, or you're not trying to put so much on your plate. It's like you're ending up like, it ends up putting you into a space of balance, right? And in fact, becoming even more efficient and effective in some way. Because then we have this Page of Swords and the Emperor card, and I feel here it's like you're letting go of other people's demands and expectations of you. Also not so worried as much about what people say about you. It's like you already know what they think. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change how you go about and move through your life at this time, Capricorn, and that is totally awesome. That is freedom, my friend. Because it's just like, you know, you recognize that some people appoint themselves as experts on certain things, right? Or have a certain air about them where they feel like they can tell you what to do, or to pressure you to achieve, or to be some kind of way, or to move some kind of way. And that's just not, you're just not having it anymore. You're not trying to adhere to someone else's rules, because where do those standards even come from anyways? Especially if they're not yours, then they're not for you, right? As long as you're not harming anyone, as long as you're not harming yourself or doing anything dangerous, like, you're fine. But I feel like, you know, whoever is doing this in your life, it could just be because they have a sense of immaturity about them. But on the other side, they may see you that way. They may see you as someone that's like, they may ask your advice, but then just not take it because it feels so much easier for them to do things a certain way. But it's like they asked you for it, so why would they be mad about you giving it, right? Whether or not they take it, that's on them. But don't go butting your head into some business that isn't yours and giving unsolicited advice, okay? You deserve to be compensated for it in some way by either someone asking for it and like, you know, offering you something for your time or anything like that, Capricorn. I feel like that's very important. I just want to say that for some of you out there. Here at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. And so I feel like maybe at this time, either you're not wanting a whole bunch of attention because you're just wanting to do your own thing, right? Or you don't want to engage with the type of attention that you kind of changing things up, like what comes with you changing things up a bit. Or maybe people are slow to try to figure out what you're doing because you're also kind of surprising folks in a sense. And I feel like some people are slow to approach you because they haven't quite figured out what's going on and what's lighting you up right now. Sometimes some of those people might just be figuring out what they can offer you or what they can receive from you. So be aware of that at this time, Capricorn, as well as you may not really feel like engaging with a lot of folks. You're in your groove, and that's okay too. You know, that is totally fine. If you just want to take some time to yourself, maybe have a little mini vacay or something like that. Whatever you feel like is possible and within your own abilities, right? And resources, it's time to make that happen this month, Capricorn. All right, so let's see what's going on with these oracle cards, and we'll get into it. Okay. I also feel like there may be someone who is trying to figure you out and could be doing something in like an annoying kind of way. It's weird. It's like there may be someone who's kind of getting on your nerves and trying to see who you really are and what you're really about. And this is for some of you. Be wary of that person. They're just kind of testing your boundaries and your limits in some way, shape, or form, either because they're bored or because they themselves are in a space where they may feel a lot of chaos or confusion around their own life and therefore kind of are a harbinger of it. And so be mindful of those people around you. Do not allow someone to wrangle you into their drama. I just want to put that out there. All right, flattery, charity, and friendship. Charity and friendship are in the reverse. So again, there's a little bit of that isolation. I was just talking about that person possibly showing up. Could also be that Page of Swords energy that I was talking about earlier. Someone being a little bit immature, either not taking advice or trying to force advice upon you, force something upon you. And it's funny that this flattery card comes up. And I love that there's this double head, right? And it's interesting. So flattery is a very interesting thing in that it's like a double-edged sword. Sometimes people flatter you in order to put your guard down, right? In order to be able to step over certain boundaries or do things, and it's like a clever kind of sly thing. That's why I like to say beware of flattery, beware of too much flattery. If someone is complimenting you excessively, it's like there's something there, and it's like be aware of it. Be humble in those moments, and don't get too excited to show up and be in that expert energy like I was telling you about. Because there's something else going on here that I just don't feel great about, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And then we have this charity and this friendship card in the reverse, which further signifies like it doesn't come free. Whatever it is, there's a cost to it, and it could end up ruining someone's, I don't want to say someone's reputation, but how someone views you, or it could kind of backtrack you into a place of mistrust and then further isolation in some way. It could end up being you end up saying something or doing something, or they say something or do something that seems rather uncouth or ill-mannered. And so it's necessary to not just kind of ease off from that energy. because then we have adaptability here at the bottom. And I think I was talking about intuition and adaptability earlier. And we had the intuition card here at the bottom, which, and then this, and then that eight of wands. So it's like taking your time, moving through things slowly, not being too reactive, being responsible, right? Paying attention, being aware. And with this adaptability, it's just like making sure that you don't end up getting too intoxicated off the good times, right? So whether that's actual drinking or it's intoxication of like joy or off this flattery, right? It's like, don't get sloppy with it, okay? I feel like that's very necessary. It's like remain conscious of like, okay, well, this is going on. This seems a bit unusual. I'm not used to this type of treatment. I'm not saying like be hella suspicious, but be on your toes, be on your toes. And I feel like if you are doing more things with the physical body, you'll feel it, you'll know. There'll be kind of a visceral response to it. It's like your gut feeling's just gonna kick in. Like Emerald Lagasse, bam. All right, so we have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Hermit card in reverse and the Judgment card in reverse. All right. I almost feel like this is somebody else. I feel like this is someone who may have a sense of codependency, possibly. They maybe have a history of it. You yourself may have had a history of it and therefore are able to see the signs of it, recognize the signs of it without judgment. And with this Hermit card here, it's like you've already been through the challenges of codependency. You know what that's like, and you're really not looking to get into that type of situation. So whether it's like some type of partnership that comes up, whether it's, work, career, relationships, friendships, what have you, this is like, this is kind of like a side quest. This is kind of whatever it is, it's going to keep you from that ultimate pathway that you are hoping to continue to move down. So, because that Judgment card in the reverse is telling me it's time to look internally and double check your intentions here, how you feel, and continue to move in your purpose. And I feel like in a way that's going to be a little more, it's going to continue to be independent, a little bit solo for the time being. Because here this Page of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck, which is just telling me, there's a message or an offer that you're just not going to want to take. And that is totally okay. So whatever it is, it's like spend some time with it. Maybe you end up negotiating something, but at the end of the day, really get into what you feel about it. And because it may not be the right space for you. There may be delays. There may be, differences in personality or goals or aspirations or needs. And you could be leaned upon a little too heavily to take care of stuff that's just not in your wheelhouse right now. We're trying to refine our approach here, Capricorn, in order for us to innovate and bring things into an actualized state. So no distractions here, no extra work here, no new friends. I'm joking about the no new friends part, but you know what I mean. So anyways, that is what I have for you, Capricorn. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to check back for the mid-May check-in and like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Check the description box if you'd like to book a session with me. Otherwise, bye for now.